Andrew Tate has started to focus his anger on a very popular target for people like Andrew Tate, and it is the Jews. Andrew Tate was given permission to leave Romania and come to the United States. We've since learned that now the state of Florida has opened up an investigation into Tate. He's been doing some of the media rounds, and one of the places he appeared was the Nelk Boys. And in this interview, he came very innovative, right? He says, it is the Jews that you cannot speak badly about. You can't speak out against the Jews. And by the way, why would you be speaking out against the Jews as a group? It's sort of like if I said, why aren't we allowed to really speak out against the blacks? You would say, do you feel the need to speak out against the blacks? It's very weird. Remember that this is one of the most popular sort of manosphere influencers right now. If you're not familiar with them, brace yourselves. This is ugly stuff.
I think it's going to all shift with Trump, like allies and geopolitics.
America is a...
Like, are they pushing Russia and the U.S. like closer together now?
There you go. Now you have strong nationalistic patriarchies. You have strong nationalistic patriarchies, which is the USA and Russia. We have a lot more in common than we do with these femme-centric, matriarchal, garbage, woke shitholes in Europe. This is the truth. We have more in common with Russia than we do with England currently. The average Russian man will understand the average American man just fine. You won't understand the average Brit who thinks it's wrong to tweet about the native people getting raped and murdered because there's unchecked migration.
By the way, this is a total fantasy. I just spent weeks in the UK. This is completely fabricated nonsense.
The average Brit will sit there and go, that's racist. And just
well, I
sit
guess
there.
You can't do too much free speech against Putin as well in Russia, probably, right?
Oh, of course you can.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
You can?
No, you can't.
Can't, yeah.
No,
you
can't. But this is actually interesting. So let's analyze this.
I love the concept of doing free speech. One of the things that is often a sign that there is a movement that doesn't know what the hell it's talking about is when they use language in a way that doesn't make any sense. Like when Trump talks about reclaiming our free speech and sensible people go, reclaiming it? When was it lost? Who took it away? And who are we reclaiming it from? That's a sign that this doesn't make any sense. And when this guy from the Nelk Boys says, you can't do too much free speech, sometimes grammar and syntax can be pedantic, but sometimes they can expose that people don't even know what they're talking about.
Free speech. This is an interesting conversation because America believes that as free speech. It doesn't. But every single country in the world has things you cannot talk about. Every single country in the world has off-limit topics.
Mm-hmm.
In Russia, it's Putin. In the Middle East, it's Islam. In Turkey, it's Erdogan. If you talk against them, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. Do you know what the American one is?
What, speaking out against the Dems?
Speaking out against the Jews. If you speak out against the Jews in America, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. So
I love the Nelk guy nodding.
Every single country has their off-limit topics. So there's no such thing as free speech anywhere.
You know, one of the funny things about this is you can come up with your list of untouchable topics, but when you compare and contrast authoritarian nations with at least nominally democratic societies, it's not really meaningful or valuable. The reason you can't speak out against Erdogan in Turkey is different than there's backlash when you say anti-Semitic things. And in a sense, what they mean, you know, what happens to you in Russia if you speak out against Putin is one type of consequence, which is an authoritarian dictatorial consequence. Similarly, you could say, you know, when I say anti-Semitic stuff in the United States, it damages my brand. When I say racist stuff in the United States, it damages my brand. The marketplace of ideas is actually a characteristic of a free and open society, wherein you can say whatever you want, but you're not excused from the consequences of that speech. That's different than when you talk about the authoritarian dictator, you end up accidentally falling out of a window and stabbing yourself 6 times. And so, of course, what underlies this is that Andrew Tate would love to be saying more anti-Semitic stuff, but he can't get away with it. And this is actually a feature when people talk about cancel culture and my speech was taken away and all this stuff. Very often, this is translated as there's really horrible stuff I would like to say, but it would have social consequences, so I'm not going to say it. And a lot of the people who scream the loudest about free speech are actually the ones who want to use it for horrible purposes. And of course, that's exactly what Andrew Tate wants to do, which, by the way, he should be allowed to do it, but he shouldn't be exempt from the consequences of that speech. I've been sleeping on a Helix sleep mattress for years now. Couldn't love it more. Before Helix, I'd just buy whatever generic mattress from a store, thinking they're all basically the same. Turns out I was very wrong. Since switching to Helix, my sleep has improved. Helix mattresses are customized to your needs. I took the 1-minute sleep quiz where I gave input like my height, my real height, not like you know who, my weight, my real weight, not like you know who, my sleeping position, firmness preference, whether I have back pain, whether I run hot or cold, and Helix matched me with the right mattress for my preferences, and it's been a total game changer. My favorite part is it stays cool while I sleep. Most people don't even know what they need in a mattress, and all Helix mattresses come with a 10-year warranty. You also get 100 nights to test it out. If you don't love it, they'll pick it up for free and refund your money, and they'll even remove your old mattress if you want. When you go to helixsleep.com/Pacman, you'll get 27% off site-wide, plus 2 free dream pillows with every mattress order, plus a free bedding bundle with any Luxe or Elite mattress order. This is their best offer available just for my audience. The link is in the description.